Hello and welcome to Astrodesign for You. My name is Lily, and this is going to be the first video in my video series about Saturn. Its placement in human design chart, what it brings with it, what challenges regarding our health. And when I'm talking about health, of course, I see it as holistic pen, in a holistic pen, which means how Saturn will affect our mental health and physical. Each video will present activation of a certain gate, or by its other name, gene key, by Saturn. Its qualities, what it represents in the biological pen, what diseases can develop from its dysfunction, and tips for healing and nutrition, and positive affirmation to implement the more functioning and positive aspect of displacement in your birth chart. There are going to be a total of 64 videos as the number of the gene keys of our existence. Please remember, nothing stands on its own, and we are a very complex vehicle, so everyone should get advice that is tailored to all the aspects in their chart. At the same time, the videos will give you a lot of depth that is based on my medical knowledge and experience, along with the tools I was born with and have accumulated throughout my life. One of the most important things that contribute to our development, moving forward, and achieving the purpose for which we were born is, of course, our health. Via astrology, Saturn's position in the map helps us understand where we have limitations, challenges, and difficulties. Same, but in much more detail, human design Saturn will reveal where you can receive punishment in your health as a result of not realizing the aspect in which Saturn is located, but also not living according to your true nature and following it through. Through human design map, the activation of the gates can show us the activation of amino acids that you were born and that can be affected with this balance by the punishment of Saturn. As well, we can see what organ and how this will be expressed in physical pen. Knowledge and awareness on the subject will help you understand how to handle this challenge and minimize damage. For those who are not familiar with human design, I want to briefly say that the map is made up of 2 dates which create a body graph for our entity and role in the physical world in which we live. The first date is the imprinting of the planets 88 degrees before our sun birth. This is your design, the body, and what we are less aware of in this lifetime. This is expressed in the map through the left side of it, and usually it comes in red. The second date is your actual physical birthday, which expressed and can be seen through the black on the map and represents your personality and the mental capabilities, your view, motivation, and usually what people are more aware of about themselves. So in each design map, we actually have two positions of Saturn. The black position, the one with the potential to be more aware for us and in our lives. This can be activated as of psychosomatic expression of a physical illness or a more mental expression. The other is the Saturn placement in the design itself. Here there is specific physical expression and physical damage that can be as a result of dysfunctioning of this place. Now it's getting more and more complicated. In human design, some aspects are constantly activated and some are changeable and not fixed throughout our life. Any place in the map that is white, or rather we can call it not colored, is undefined and is a receptor for the outside influence that can come from the planetary transits or other people. A place that is colored, called defined, and this is the constant energy that you were born with. This difference is important in understanding the interpretation of the position of Saturn and the result of it in your life. For example, if Saturn activates a gate in your chart in undefined center, there is a chance that you will not receive punishment here, or at least not at the beginning of your life, and you won't feel that you have this energy in your map, at least from the beginning. But for those of you who don't know, our body has a tremendous ability to remember the past, even the past of generations before us. Therefore, behavior that is not aligned to who you truly are will affect the Saturn after a few good years through impact from transits of the planets or other people that will come into your life. On the other hand, Saturn that is in a fixed place, meaning it's activating a gate and is sitting in a defined center, will give its effects relatively quickly. And here you will have, or your parents, because if it will be activated, it will be in your childhood, they will have the opportunity to fix something faster and avoid chronic damage. I want to emphasize how important it is to understand where the legs of every physical or mental problem we have grown from. Usually, alternative medicine will insist that everything is from the head, and conventional medicine will insist that everything is from the body and will try to give more and more medicine to solve the symptoms without addressing their roots. If you know that this is a psychosomatic problem, you can focus on more alternative healing, mindfulness, stress release, and the like. On the other hand, a purely physical problem requires healing through the body and not the mind. A few words about our dearest Saturn. Saturn is a planet that represents everything that is old, history, order, self-discipline, perseverance, slowness, stiffness, coolness, structures, rules, boundaries, sacrificing something, responsibilities, obligation. It also represents life wisdom and maturity and old age. Saturn in astrology is exalted in the seventh house. Why is that? Because the seventh house, which represents marriage, indicates how much our relationships require sacrifice, responsibility, perseverance, compromise, and hard work. Saturn represents limits and lessons and karma. Every person is born with a Saturn, of course, and every one of us has limits. Those who do not know their limits, do not keep them, will receive punishment in life through the placement of Saturn in their map. In medical astrology, Saturn governs feet, knees, bones, ribs, the secretive system, nails, hair, acids, and marrow. When you look into your own map and your health issues, try to first remember your childhood. Then any event that highlighted the same health issues. Do they have something in common? Let's move on to the interpretation of each gate. It's a very individual expression of direction and creativity, a unique creative process. As long as there is an ability to explain creativity, there is ability to transfer mutation to others and empower others through it. This energy moves from a negative frequency that belongs to the concept of entropy, disorder, uncertainty, and chaos, a lack of energy and stagnation, towards a higher and more talented frequency that speaks of originality and new air in the creative field. It is the most basic energy in us that is related to creation itself, the energy of creativity and the creation. This energy is only related to originality that comes naturally without imitations or influence. This energy works best when there are no conditions on it, either from other people or from toxic substance or from within you. This energy, as I said, is very individual, and the focus is on the oneself, not on what others will think of this creativity, not how you think will be accepted by others, and not what you would like to receive for that creativity. Pure creative dance that empower you first, and as a byproduct will empower others. Saturn activating this energy can create challenges with creative self-expressions and a harder life direction in these areas, especially when compared to usual occupation styles. The importance of amino acid lysine. It is one of the essential amino acids, meaning it is necessary for human health, but the body cannot make it. we have to get lysine from food or supplements. Amino acids like lysine are the building blocks of proteins. Lysine is important for proper growth, and it plays an essential role in the production of carnitine, a nutrient responsible for converting fatty acids into energy and helping lower cholesterol. It's the most studied amino acid in the treatment of viral diseases, especially herpes. During the proliferation of herpes, a low arginine and increased lysine menu is necessary. Lysine and arginine compete with each other for absorption. This amino acid affects growth in childhood, intestinal function, and improving appetite. It is important for calcium absorption and bone building, especially in children. Lack of lysine causes concentration problems. It is necessary also for the production of antibodies. Therefore, its deficiency causes chronic fatigue, exhaustion, nausea, blurred senses, and anemia. It is also involved in the absorption of calcium in the body. Also, there are studies that show that normal levels of lysine in the body have a positive effect that helps reduce anxiety symptoms and the chances of herpes outbreaks. Because the first gate is the representation of the liver in our body, I will explain a little bit the functioning of this very, very important organ. It sits just under the rib cage on the right side of the abdomen. The liver controls most chemical levels in the blood. It also secretes a clear yellow or orange fluid called the bile that helps to break down fats, preparing them for further digestion and absorption. All of the blood leaving the stomach and intestines passes through the liver. The liver processes this blood and breaks down, balances, and creates nutrients for the body to use. It also breaks down or sort of metabolizes medicines in the blood into forms that are easier for the body to use. It makes cholesterol and special proteins to help carry fats through the body, as well as stores and releases glucose as needed. This is why it's very important metabolic organ in diabetes. It processes hemoglobin to use its iron content. It changes harmful ammonia to urea. Urea is one of the end products of protein metabolism that is exerted in the urine. It clears the blood of medicines and other harmful substances and regulates blood clotting, among other functioning. This is the only organ in our body that can regenerate itself, that sort of recreate itself. The liver is the only solid organ that uses regenerative mechanisms. Possible health issues and behavior when you have Saturn activating the first gate. A child with displacement can go very far with their creativity, and it can bring punishment from parents and those around them. For example, a child that uses their feces to draw on the walls or floor on the floor. Whatever it may be, it can easily be punished physically or through criticism that will conform this child to suppress and not give an outlet for their creative expression when they are older. In many cases, it can be creativity that is blossomed late in life or haven't got there at all due to the fear of being judged. Another scenario can be in regular workplaces. big organizations that shut off completely any unique individual expression. Of course, this situation can bring depression, bitterness, melancholic, and stagnation patterns. It can move person to have problems with substance abuse like alcohol. On the physical level, it can create all sorts of problems with the liver. And as such, people can experience recurring skin rashes, fatigue, yellowing of the skin and eyes, abdomen aches after eating fatty foods, even a little fatty, hands tremor, etc. Really, the symptoms of liver dysfunction are many. Let's move on to dietary and lifestyle tips. Lysine, as an amino acid that functions through this gate, can be found in good sources of foods that are rich in protein, such as meat, specifically red meat, pork and poultry, cheese, particularly parmesan, certain fish such as cod and sardines, in eggs, soybeans, particularly tofu and isolated soy protein, and defatted soybean flour, as well as in spirulina and fenugreek seed, and brewer's yeast, beans, other legumes, and dairy products can also contain lysine. But remember that too much of something won't be good either. When it concerns more the mental plane or its psychosomatic based challenges, what can help is self-expression through any kind of art for yourself, and what makes you forget about time when you are occupied with it. Don't have any expectation from yourself to be the best known creative person alive, and don't expect others to like what you do or get compliments about it. If you are in a job that restricts creativity and your mind is sure you have to continue hold on to that job, I advise you to find time for your creative outlet elsewhere. Do not use any addictive or chemical substance that supposedly gives you inspiration for creativity. Only nature and universe itself can do that for you, and don't expect it to be consistent. Let's move on to a very special affirmation that I prepared to assist in implementation of positive energy of this gate. My uniqueness is one of the gifts that I express freely. Through my creative uniqueness, I am a role model. As long as my uniqueness does not hurt others, it has a special place in this universe. Uniqueness draws people to me effortlessly. There is no competition with uniqueness. I recognize the uniqueness of my creativity, and that doubles it. I am the creative force of all life forms. Through creation, I make the world a better and beautiful place. I hope this video will inspire you to be better with yourself and your body, to have grace for yourself, and to heal it and then it will heal others. For more interesting videos, I invite you to subscribe. I wish you all good health. Take care.